Hey guys, today I'm going to show you if Vinland Saga relates to real life or not. For those who haven't watched the anime or read the manga, there are a lot of spoilers ahead, so you have been warned. Vinland Saga excels in the list of anime series for last season without the slightest doubt. Makoto Yukimura's work has been shaped into what is likely to become a classic in the long run. What brings out the audience even closer is the fact that it is based on a real event. The characters that they see and hear really existed thousands of years ago, and this reality alone makes the series exciting to watch. It is mainly based on stories and myths about the 11th century Vikings, but is not historically accurate. Anime in general takes a lot of inspiration from historical events, myths, and legends. Vinland Saga is no different. The show aired in 2019, introducing a fascinating plot revolving around Thorfinn, a vengeance-seeking character with the intention of killing Askeladd, the man who killed his father. Ironically, in the process of carrying out revenge, Thorfinn stick to Askeladd's crew, helping them execute some of their siege plans. The season ended with Askeladd dying, leaving Thorfinn with no target to direct his malice. Eventually, he found Vinland, the dazzling country he had only heard about in stories, and met the natives there. Some of the characters and events in Vinland Saga are pulled straight from Scandinavian history. This even includes our main protagonist Thorfinn. Thorfinn Karlsefni was a curious explorer in the year 1010 AD. Next, we have Thorkel the Tall, who in the manga is a lively warrior who shares blood with the commander of the legendary Joms Vikings. Whereas in history, he was the Joms Viking leader himself. We aren't sure if he was as carefree as his anime counterpart, but both shares one trait, being in the favor of Prince Canute. Then there is Thors the Troll, who was a very respected fighter in Scandinavian history, being one of the most talented members of the Joms Vikings. However, in real life, Thors was not even attached to the Vikings. He was a character designed solely by the mangaka. Next, we have Askeladd. He's a fictitious character, and looking into ancient evidence, there's nothing corresponding about the person named Askeladd. Before Askeladd's last breath, when he says that his mother named him Lucius Arturius Castus because they were the only living generation of King Arthur, it was almost clear that Askeladd is a fictional character. But certainly, the way mangaka has connected Askeladd with other parts of the story is really extraordinary. Askeladd is also considered the one who caused the entire Vinland Saga manga to grab its momentum. Next, we have Sweyn Forkbeard, and is portrayed as one of the most influential kings of his times. And this was actually true. When we differentiate the fictional Sweyn and the real-life one, the real-life one was far superior than shown in the manga. What is totally inaccurate as shown in the manga is Sweyn's death. Hence, Sweyn Forkbeard did not die with his head cut off. Rather, he fell from his horse and died. The real-life Canute was also called Canute the Great, hence showing the influential position he held when he was in power. I thought he was a princess when I first saw him in the season 1, because the way he talked and did things made him gloomy. But only one event changed the entire life. Ragnar is shown in the frontman of Canute in the manga, and he also acted as his best friend and foster father. But Ragnar was also a fictional character, and in reality, it was Thorkel the Tall who taught Canute all the commands. Hence, here too we get to see a stark contrast comparing the manga and real life. And there could be a chance that another person lives similar to Ragnar, but with different name. Lastly, we have Leif Erikson. He was a real person and is very well known for his journey. The funny thing to notice is the relationship between Thorfinn and life in manga and anime. Thorfinn was a traveler and life was too. Hence, in real life, they both did actually set out many expeditions. In history, Vikings have made up quite a name as violent raiders who conquered countless kingdoms. From this statement, you can pretty much assume that Vinland Saga isn't a complete version of Vikings history. Instead, it's more accurate to say that it took the basis of the concept of the Vikings and portrayed it in the way that fans like. Another critical detail the anime features is the Joms Vikings. As per Google, they were allegedly a legendary order of Viking mercenaries or conquerors of the 10th and 11th centuries. Though reputed to be staunchly dedicated to the worship of the Old Norse gods, they would allegedly fight for any lord who could pay their substantial fees, and if they may be Christians. The institution of the Joms Vikings would itself foreshadow those of the later religious and chivalric orders of the Middle Age. Vinland Saga draws from the historical narrative and paints the Joms Viking in a strikingly similar manner. In the anime, the Joms Vikings serve as mercenaries for the King of England, and they were rightly portrayed as battle-sound group. However, the anime can cut its tail in the leadership of the Joms Vikings. The anime puts the connection to good use and dishes out an entertaining story. While Vinland Saga does a good job of replaying history, the deviations of history make the story plots more interesting to watch. So instead of depicting a stick-to-boot history replay, Vinland Saga features a thrilling narrative deep in historical events. Here is the list that shows whether the characters existed in real life.